Hello.
How's it, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Coach's Corner. And today we are getting to know this amazing human, this beautiful, gentle soul who we all love so much. This is Coach Bronwyn, guys. For those of you who don't know, if you don't know who she is, where have you been? She's like one of our founding coach members and has been part of this team for far longer than I have been, and just such an absolute pillar within not only the coaching space, but within the Jeff community as well. So guys, swipe in, say, how's it? Bronwyn, I hope you don't mind me saying, but Bronnie is not one to be in the limelight. So this is really her outside of her comfort zone. So guys, please give her a warm welcome. She is a brave and beautiful and bold human, and I'm just so proud of you for being here. So thanks so much, Bronnie. How's it going? Tell us, how's your week been, man?
Thank you, Jade. The week hasn't been too bad. I can't complain about it. No, had a good week so far. Yeah, hasn't been bad at all.
Good, man. Good. It's so nice to have you here. So normally with the Coaches Corners, we've been featuring a lot of our newer coaches and the coaches who, maybe the community don't know that well. So this is an awesome opportunity for the coaching, for the Jeff community, for our clients, and that to get to know you better, because so many of our clients in our community already know who you are. And so this is going to be a really special opportunity for them to get to know you a little bit better, especially for those of you who have not yet had the privilege of you coaching them on our one-on-one program. And it is a privilege because, guys, if you have the honor and the opportunity to be coached by this human being, man, oh man, you have landed your bottom in the butter, because she is an absolute gem. How's it, everybody? Say hello, hello, hello. So we've got Amy Jeff here. She says, hello, good afternoon. Auntie Pat is here. Pat Gavender. Mamie Crick is here. Coach Taryn is here. How's it? How's it, T? Paula Santos is here. She says, hi, my awesome coach, Bronwyn. Oh, man, that's so sweet. Bronnie, did you tell your clients you were doing the Coach's Corner?
No. See, this is I suppose where the extra shyness I suppose comes out too, that I didn't tell them, but I'll send them the link afterwards. I promise.
That's okay. That's okay. How are you feeling so far? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah. No, I'm feeling good.
Good. So nice to see the messages are piling in here. We've got Tennille saying hello. Karen is here, gorgeous Karen. Roz Naidu, so good to see you. She is an EY challenger. So good to have you here, Roz. And Roz, if you don't know much about the one-on-one program or our incredible coaches, you are in the right place, because we're going to get to know Coach Bronwyn a little bit better here. Coach Samo is here. And Coach Samo says, Bronwyn is an absolute gem squash, a heart of gold. I couldn't have said it better. You will not meet a more humble and quiet individual. But because she's not going to shout from the rooftops about how awesome she is, we just have to do it for her.
Oh, thanks, Jade.
Awesome, guys. Let's kick off. Coach Lauren is here as well. She says, hello, lovelies. And Auntie Pat says, hi, Coach Zamo as well. Cool, guys. Let's get to know Bronnie a little bit better. Bronnie, so, right now, you could be sitting anywhere in the world. Hey, that's the beauty of this whole remote working thing. So just tell us, first of all, where are you right now? You don't have to give out your exact address. Don't worry. But yeah, where in the world, what town are you in right now? And where are you actually originally from?
Oh, so I'm in Cape Town. I'm living Blouberg side, Cape Town. I've been here, I think, for about 5 years. But I originally come from, and not many people know it, but I originally come from Bloemfontein. So the good old Free State. That is where I come from. Small little hometown, and absolutely love it there. It'll always be home.
Yeah. Amazing. And you still got quite a bit of family and friends of that side. I know you've we don't get to visit as much these days, but I'm sure the next chance you get, you'll be right up there visiting.
Most definitely, yes. I try to go home at least once or twice a year. It's
And what about Bloom besides the friends and family? But what is it about Bloom that you just love so much?
I think it's a small town as well. You know, when I came to Cape Town, it absolutely freaked me out that I had to drive on a highway. You know, in Bloom's highway is literally you can get from one side to the other side like in within 20 minutes. And that's the little highway. So I think it's just a nice thing of it's just small. Um, there's not a lot of drama. Well, I guess you get all small town drama anyway. But I mean, I think it's just this, yeah, it's just small, and I just enjoyed it. And there was never the stress of having to drive and know you have to leave an hour and a half before the time to get there. You had to leave at least 20 minutes, and then you were fine.
You made it with time to spare.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, man. And then what brought you to Cape Town?
Fiance, I would say. Yeah, we actually met in Bloom, and he's originally from Cape Town.
Okay.
And so we decided just to come back to Cape Town together.
So for
So
those of you who don't know, the area that Bronnie stays in is beautiful, first of all. You literally have the beach right there. No matter what part of Bloberg you stay in, the beach is not far away. And it's quite windy, so very popular with kite surfers and windsurfers. But the beaches are almost always quite busy unless it's really bad weather. So Bronnie, tell us, what is it about maybe the Bloberg area or maybe just Cape Town in general? What is your favorite thing about Cape Town?
swimming in the sea. And I know I'm going to be told I'm mad because it's ice cold, but there's nothing better than going into the water and swimming in the sea. So I think that's the best thing for me about living in Cape Town.
Whoa. Actually, hold on a minute. Sorry, now that I just take that in for a second, are you telling me that you swim in the sea all year round?
Yes.
No, Bronwyn.
It's warmer in winter than what it is in summer, what I've picked up. So I
Are you
do.
in like a wetsuit? What's going
No,
on there?
no, in a bikini. I'm not a sissy. No,
Your God,
no. But
Coach Lawrence says, say what now?
look, I think it's also, coming from Bloem because I used to swim and used to swim at 5 o'clock in the morning and it was freezing cold outside. You learn to, I can say, just suck it up a bit. So no, it's nice. It's refreshing. It's like once you get used to that water, it's my happy place. So it's just awesome.
That is. I don't know if I should be scared of you or if I should respect you, but I think I'm going to go with both. It's fearfully respect you. That is mad respect, mad respect. Coach Jess says, I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm shook. I'm shook. Coach Zamo says, you've lost your mind trying to freeze your peach. But Amy Jeff says she's right there with you, man. Coach, ocean swims all year round. So it just goes to show, now you found a fellow ocean lover. Bronnie and Ames, the two of you need to organize an ocean swim and maybe make it a community event, get a couple of Jeffers with you, and show us what it's all about.
No, that sounds amazing.
Ames, get on that. You and Bronnie, take it offline. I love it. So, Bronnie, but I mean, this love of swimming doesn't just come from nowhere. I mean, you've always been quite big into swimming. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit more about your background and in health and fitness and sport and all of that.
Yeah, so I mean, like swimming's been in our family for years. I mean, my mom, my uncle, my grandfather, it's come down the lines. And when we were at school, we had to kind of decide on one sport. What do you actually want to do? And I went for my first swimming lesson, trained with the one coach, and she was so rude to me, so I walked out and I never went back for another year. And that was just me. But went back. My uncle actually coached me for a very long time until he moved away, and then the next coach that took over, she couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Afrikaans at that stage, and so some way we had to learn to communicate. So yeah,
Wow.
now I can speak Afrikaans fluently, which is awesome. So she taught me a lot, and swimming has just been, it's a way for me to clear my head. I just loved every moment of it. I could never really, the contact sports or the team sports, I enjoyed it, but it's not you in the water and you're just there and you're going on your own, and it's just the love of it. So 2 hours up and down in a pool was just awesome.
My word.
And yeah,
That's crazy. I mean, geez, even with my water polo background, an hour of swimming training in the morning was enough for me. So sure, so you really are like a fish in water, and the nice thing about swimming though, even though it's not, squad swimming can sometimes be quite intense, but if you're just swimming and you're in your own cadence and you're setting your own tempo and it's just you in the water, it's not only incredible cardiovascular exercise, completely impact free, and joints and things like that. So it's super safe for most people across all age groups, regardless of your background. The great thing about it as well, it's also a massively powerful opportunity to just have that me time, right? Just with you and your thoughts, and it's that time where you can just reflect and you can just focus on your breath, focus on the moment, and really focus on that moment. And that's so rare to do, right? Especially in these crazy times we're living in, to actually have time where you're not thinking about the next phone call or the next email you need to send or the shopping you need to still do later, or oh gosh, I got to walk the dog still, and all the things that are going on in our heads.
No, definitely. And I mean, I've even got what I've got at home now is like a bungee cord that I've tied to a tree. So when I just need
And you
me
use
in the
it for
time.
resistance swimming.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, who is with me? Coach Bronwyn needs to get into that cozy. Not today, you don't have to do it today, but at some point in the next week, I'm giving you till next Friday, so you have enough time. Get in that cozy, strap herself to that bungee cord, and someone needs to film her doing that so she can share it with us. Who's with me? Post an emoji with your hand up in the air if you're in. Who wants to see this? Come on. Come on. I want to see them. I want to see it in the comments. Come on, guys. I want to see this. I'm so impressed right now. Yo, guys, Bronnie might be quiet. She might be shy, but she is a badass. Do not let her quiet, shy, gentle demeanor fool you. She is not a pushover. This girl means business. Auntie Pat wants to see it so badly, she is waving 3 hands at you.
Okay. I've got an old video that I can maybe share, but yeah, I will take a new one.
Whatever you feel comfortable with, girl. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've got a couple of more questions here. I mentioned dog walking earlier. It wasn't just me with my hound, who you've all seen on the screen. I mean, Bronnie's got fur babies, and they're often sort of in the background, sitting behind her in meetings and things. Bronnie, tell us a little bit more about your fur children.
Yeah. So yeah, my fur children are literally my children. I think they're more human than anything else as well. Yeah, they're both rescues, very, very special. The one every morning, 4:30, it's guaranteed. He's next to my bed and he has to climb in and cuddle with me. And no, he's not tiny. He's over like 30 kg, so he's a big one, but he has to cuddle by mom. And yeah, no, and the other one, he's always on the bottom of the bed. He'll ask for his cuddles when he wants. But he's also, yeah, he's a big one too. But yeah, no, they're literally my everything. And yeah, I think I think it was the same. One of my clients said to me this morning as well, she thinks she gets more separation anxiety about leaving her cat behind. And I was like, I feel exactly the same. When I've got to leave my dogs at home, I feel sorry when I have to put them outside on their own. So yeah, that's
and
me.
you actually don't know if it hurts them more or it hurts you more. You don't know who's hurting the most in the situation.
No, exactly. But they make me feel guilty when they look at me with those eyes. And
because they know what's coming.
Yeah. So
oh man, that's awesome, guys. And listen, if you've got questions for Bronnie, please pop them in the chat. Henny, if we can also just bring across Bronwyn's contact details. If you guys want to get in touch with Bronnie, if you want to have more of a chat with her, there's her mobile number, her Instagram handle, her Facebook handle. There is no excuse. You can get in touch with her, and it's all there across the bottom of the screen right now. If we can keep that there for a couple of minutes, Henny, that would be great. Thank you so much. So we've spoken a lot about you, your dogs, your background in swimming, and your passion for moving your own body. But tell us a little bit more about, what was it about Jeff that interested you so much to be like, maybe I should check these guys out, apply for a job. And yeah, I mean, back then it wasn't called Jeff, right?
yeah. So I was working previously at a sports science little private practice here on the side of Cape Town, and it was just getting a bit hectic as well. And so I was actually looking for things, and yeah, I chatted to quite a good family friend of ours who I know was quite a good friend with Jono as well. And and I'd actually seen on the internet this ad before she even said anything to me. And I was busy applying for it, and she sent me a message to say, Bron, check this out. And yeah, I had an interview, had a chat with Jono. I was so nervous because he said he's going to video call me, and and he said to me he's going to be calling at this time. So I thought, okay, I was at my previous job. I was really tired. So I thought I'm going to have a 20-minute nap, and then I'll be sort of wide open and awake, ready for Jono. And he phoned me within 5 minutes of me just closing my eyes. So I felt like there were red lines everywhere. So I hoped they weren't. But had a nice chat to him, and yeah, I think it was a week later after that I started up, and it was very nice. It was a week after Coach Adrian actually started, and yeah, so I used to actually sit next to him, and shame, I think I used to ask him millions of questions because Adrian's so, he's laid back and he's chilled, and I was like, I would sit there and somebody would walk up to me and like I'd blush and break out in a sweat because I was nervous. But yeah, so that's heard from them, and I'd been with Jeff for about a month and we went into lockdown.
Crazy. Oh, wow. So you started at Jeff then February last year, Jan, Feb, yeah.
Feb, yeah. So I was still quite nervous because I felt it was still quite new. And even when the new coach came in, I was like, but I still feel like the newbie. I didn't feel quite like I was one of the older ones yet. But I will never forget, sorry, like when you also came in, I was like, but I'm still new. Like, not Jade's going to be the newbie. But
well, I mean, that is still new because I started last year, May, right? So, I mean, you had only been by then you looked like a veteran to me. I just thought, goodness gracious, this wealth of knowledge coming out of Bronwyn, seeping out of Bronwyn. Yeah, I mean, you're still new in May if you started in February. We'll give you that, Bronnie.
Yeah.
But not anymore. Bron, you are one of the legacy coaches here now. And I'm so privileged that I get to work closely with you every single day. We're in a team together, which is very special. Bronnie, tell us a little bit more about your coaching. What is your coaching philosophy?
Sure. It's a difficult one when you got to like put it all into words, but you know what, it's a lot of the time what I would say to some of my clients, it's not always about the food and exercise, it's about you. And you have to make sure you are okay, and everything else will come with time. It will all be put together. So you need to learn to love yourself, accept yourself, and you've always got to start at one place each day. Like there's no point in you throwing 100 things at yourself every single day, and it just overwhelms you and stresses you out. You have to set one thing you want to do a day and stick to it. And whether it takes you 2 weeks just to get into the hang of eating a good breakfast, then that's where we go. But 2 weeks is going to turn into 2 months to 2 years, and it's just going to keep going from there. So yeah, it's not just physical. There's a lot of mental and emotional levels of it as well. And sometimes we try to run away from those, but you have to accept that we do need to listen to ourselves and need to start learning new things about ourselves too. It's amazing what you can discover about yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what I love about that philosophy is that it just breaks things down right into bite-sized chunks, manageable bite-sized chunks, because often we're in a situation where we want to do everything at once, and we sign up for example, if you want to sign up for the one-on-one program, so you've made this commitment, you've paid, you're ready to make a change, and you just want to get it all right, and you're so focused on getting it right and doing it all 100% that you forget that you're putting such unnecessary pressure on yourself that you could potentially be setting yourself up for failure. Whereas if you just say to yourself, surrender to the fact that you're not going to get it right 100%, and that's okay, because this is life and we're human beings and we're not meant to be perfect, and just strive for those baby steps, the progression, not perfection, and unlocking something small every single week, every single month, and It's like that saying. What's that saying? How do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite, right? So that's what it's all about. I love that, Bronnie. Thank you so much. Love it so much. Sure, Mayuri is just showering you with love in the comments. So guys, for those of you who don't know, Mayuri was on the one-on-one with Bronnie. Mayuri's son is still on the one-on-one with Bronnie, if I'm not mistaken. But you met them recently, Bronnie, didn't you? Oh my gosh, tell us about that. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, it was about two weeks ago, I think, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks ago, but it was just like Vishal had actually been telling me about that they're coming to Cape Town. I was like, okay, you have to let me know, you have to let me know. And it was, I think it's also, it was one of the nicest weekends in Cape Town as well, because the weather was good and it had been freezing up in Joburg for them as well. And yeah, we just met up at a restaurant on the side of town here, and we just had a nice breakfast and some teas and coffees together, and it was just really so nice to like see them, because they both have a very special place in my heart. And
so was it just you? So it was you, Michelle, and Mayuri?
No, Vishal, the son.
Vishal, sorry.
Her daughter Deepa was also there. Sorry, I'll be honest, I forgot your husband's name, but he was also there, so I got to meet the whole family.
I just called Michelle, so I think you're off the
hook. Yeah, so no, there's the whole family. I got to sit with them and I got a very beautiful present from her as well. It was very, very special. It doesn't matter the length of your journey you walk with the client as well, but when you get to the years, like when your anniversaries of walking with them, it's really something special. And I've always wanted to meet her. I don't know how many times I've told her I'm going to come up that way, but she's quite far. But it was just so nice to see them, and just also like in a relaxed environment as well, that you could just have fun and just chat and just talk. So it was a very nice time to spend with them.
Oh man, I love it. This remote working thing has its perks. It really does. We would never have been able to have adopted a dog if I wasn't, working from home predominantly. And there's definitely some wins, but there are also some things that make it tough. And not being able to see your clients and then getting the opportunity to actually meet them in person, it just reinforces what we are doing and why we're doing it. Bronnie, you're changing lives, man. Like, you might not be the rah-rah, loud cheerleader type, but you don't need to be, because you are an outstanding world-class coach in your own right. Guys, Bronwyn has this insane ability for attention to detail. She makes you feel like you are literally her only client. I don't know how she manages that, but she does. And she really cares, and she focuses on you and what you need to achieve your results. No client will ever have no two clients will have the same experience of Coach Bronwyn, because she really tailors her coaching to the individual. And her clients see results. It's why, we joke, but it's actually just mind-blowing. Bronwyn has clients who've been with her for over a year. They've been on the one-on-one program 13, 14 months, 16 months, a year and a half. Clients who were on the program with her for a year drop off for like a month or two to maybe try a challenge or Jeff Life, but then they come back for more. So they're drinking the Bronwyn Kool-Aid and they love what they're drinking.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, you are so special, Bronwyn, and we are so darn lucky. And for those of you who want to know more about the one-on-one program, there is no one better to speak to than this lady right here. Coach Bronwyn is world-class. She is outstanding. And not only is she just an all-round epic human, but her wealth of knowledge, that pool of knowledge that she pulls those gems from, Bronnie, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your background, just very briefly, what you've studied and sort of your practical experience as well within health and fitness.
Okay. Yeah, so did my degree in human movement science and did honors in sports science. Yeah, then went off into my first job was actually at a physiotherapy practice where she was actually quite amazing that she would have courses with us every single Saturday that she would actually just want to increase our knowledge on everything a little bit more. So I started off there. After that, I moved off to Bloemfontein Celtic, the soccer team, which unfortunately now has been sold, which makes my heart very, very sore. I was there sports, conditioning and fitness, did a lot of their agility, all their training of that. So yeah, on a daily basis, they would either love me or hate me because it depended on what they came to when they looked at the field. And if there was nothing there, then they would be okay. Bron's going to love us today. So I absolutely loved it. It was so, it brought me a lot out of my comfort zone as well. You know, for me, it was, I think we were 3 women that actually worked there out of
Oh,
this
wow.
massive club, other than the women's team that I used to work with as well. But it was amazing. I really, really loved it. You know, that interaction that you get to work with them, you get to push them a little bit harder. And just going to games, that was just the ultimate. You know, you don't realize how much the supporters love the team. And yeah, so went off from there. I've
And
done
you're part of that success, right? Yes, you're behind the scenes. The supporters don't see you, but you're part of those crucial building blocks to getting those athletes to their peak performance, which is insane.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, and then moved off. Had a couple of swimming jobs as well, where I've done a lot of swimming coaching, done a lot of their land training as well. So not just in the water, but outside as well. A lot of their nutritional plans. They for Celtic also did all their nutrition as well. And yeah, then also just worked in a few little private gyms, like I mentioned earlier. And now I'm at Jeff. So yeah, been done a couple of different things. I suppose nothing's ever the same, which has been amazing. And you learn something new from every place that you've been, which I love. There's always something, new to learn, which I love. And I love to research things and read and
Yeah, guys,
articles.
that's another thing you need to know about Bronwyn. If you, it actually doesn't matter where you are in your fitness journey, whether you are an absolute at your peak and you just want to take things to the next level. I mean, she's just told you now she's worked with semi-professional athletes, so that's her jam. Never mind that. If you're on the other opposite side of things, maybe you are very new to exercise, or it's been quite a while since you've exercised. Maybe you've come off the back of an injury. Bronwyn is our injuries queen. So honestly, it doesn't actually matter where you are on your journey. If you want to chat to Bronwyn about, just get a better understanding of, what could I possibly expect to get out of not only being part of the one-on-one, but being coached by you. Bronwyn can support you and guide you and coach you to achieving your goals and then some, regardless of where you are. So whether you are just come off out of a surgery, you've just got the green light from the doctor to get back into exercise, or, you've just come off the back of an injury, or you are very new to exercise, or you've been doing this for a while now, you've been part of the Jeff family for about a year and a half, and you really want to take things up a notch or two, it doesn't matter. And that's also the beauty of our program, is that we have so many incredible components of the one-on-one that can cater to different people's needs. So, yeah.
Definitely. I think that's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing about Jeff is that everybody's different. And everybody's got their speciality as well. So, no,
absolutely. Absolutely. Bronnie, thank you so much for joining us today. I can't believe that is it. That is the time. It flew. And it's been so lovely getting to know you a bit better. I think you've shocked me, that's for sure, but you've shocked a lot of people listening in as well. Everyone has learned at least one thing about you that they didn't know before today. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for just being an awesome human and just an incredible, inspiring coach. Guys, like I said, quickly before we go, if you want to get in touch with Coach Bronwyn, there's her information at the bottom of the screen. You can got it right there. Her mobile number, her Jeff Instagram handle, her Facebook handle. Get in touch with this coach. You will not be sorry. Bronnie, you're incredible. Thank you. And I'll see you later. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Bronwyn will, I hope you don't mind me saying so, Bronwyn, but for any one of you who've made a comment or asked a question or said anything, Bronwyn will make time a bit later to go through those comments and get back to each and every single one of you. So if we have missed you or missed a question, I do apologize, but Bronnie will make sure she gets back to you at some point soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Jade.
Thanks, Bron. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.